Hi, this is Hank reporting from Kyiv, and this is my update on Russian-Ukrainian war. Let's see what happened over the last 24 hours. Budanov's Interview. IRIS-T and Patriot systems from Germany. US Secretary Blinken visits Kyiv. €50 billion aid from EU. Junk train and freak tank. Fake Ukrainian Patriot. Drone battle. The head of Ukrainian intelligence, General Budanov, gave an interview to the New York Times. Since he is one of the most prominent characters in this war, each of his interviews arouses interest. The main thesis is pessimistic. Ukrainian troops are stretched along a huge front line, have minimal reserves combined with limited stocks of weapons. Ukrainian troops are in a critical situation in the northeast direction. Russian troops launched an offensive across the Ukrainian state border, captured several small villages, and forced thousands of civilians to evacuate. The situation is on the brink. Every hour the situation is moving towards critical, General Budanov said during video call from a bunker in Kharkiv. From this message we understand that the head of intelligence personally went to Kharkiv to control the situation on spot. We are in a difficult position. Imagine a combination of a shortage of trained reserves, overwhelming number of enemy troops who simply attack 24 hours a day, a shortage of weapons and shells. We know that the Czech Republic has organized a huge fundraiser to purchase a large batch of shells. We know that the United States has approved a military aid package worth $60 billion. We know that F-16 jets will arrive soon. But right now we are balancing with the limited resources we have. We can talk a lot about the quality of training of Russian conscripts, but at least there are a lot of them. And let's not forget about the century Russia has been building weapons for war to scare the whole world. And over the past 30 years, Ukraine have tried to build democracy and friendly relationships with our neighbors. And now we are in a situation where the so-called Second Army of the world is doing everything to destroy us. Just imagine it. I will leave a link to the General Budanov's interview under this video so you may find out more on this topic. This month, Germany transfers 2 more powerful air defense systems to Ukraine. The German-made IRIS-T and removed the American Patriot, which currently protects German airspace from combat duty. I'm very grateful to the German government for this contribution to our defense. After 2 years of constant attacks from rockets, bombs and drones, it's really difficult for me to imagine that we could once sleep peacefully at night without the wailing of sirens. Many years ago in school, we were taught the basics of life safety, and there was a part about the sirens. The teachers taught us what every type of a siren means. At that time, I heard the siren in Mariupol only at 12 noon when they announced the lunch break at the industrial plant across the street. It was difficult for me to imagine how countries like Israel live in a state of constantly smoldering war. Now I don't know how to live without a war outside. We all admire your extreme resilience, your endurance, your strength and your leadership. We know this is a difficult time, but we also know that help is on the way. Some has already arrived and more is on the way. And it will make a difference in the fight against ongoing Russian aggression on the battlefield. And we are determined, together with many other partners of Ukraine, to ensure that you achieve success on the battlefield. Secretary Blinken emphasized at meeting with President Zelensky, a union correspondent reports. He added that the United States, together with its partners, is determined that over time Ukraine will stand firmly on its own feet, military, economically and democratically. According to him, a strong, successful, prosperous and free Ukraine will be the best possible sentence for Putin and the best guarantor of the future of Ukraine. Blinken assured that the United States is and will continue to be a committed partner. As you mentioned, there are a number of critical issues that will confront us in the coming months. We want to make sure, along with many other partners, to make this next month successful to meet the challenge that lie ahead, Blinken said. I will say again that I am grateful to all our foreign partners, primarily the United States, for this support. And many Ukrainians understand that no one owes us anything. The fact that we gave our nuclear arsenal, our strategic bombers and a huge number of missiles to Russia as part of the disarmament is purely our political mistake. Fatal mistake. If we had not given up the 3rd largest nuclear arsenal, Russia would never have risked crossing our borders. But what's done is done. Therefore, now a huge thank you to everyone who does not let us fall. Ukraine will continue to build a democratic society and friendly relations with adequate countries that respect international laws. The EU Council approved a plan to support Ukraine with the aid package for 50 billion euro. Ukraine will receive 1.89 billion euro in preliminary financing. It is reported that the country will receive the rest of the money quarterly after meeting the indicators provided in this plan. Total financial assistance from the EU is expected to reach 16 billion euro in 2024. The plan identifies 69 reforms and 10 investments that will contribute to the country's sustainable economic growth. The implementation of the plan's indicators will also provide the basis for effective recovery, reconstruction, and modernization of Ukraine and bring it closer to EU integration. This is a great news, and not only because the European Union allocates money to support our state, which means salaries for government employees, pensions, and numerous payments to the injured soldiers and to the families of deceased soldiers. Literally millions of people will be able to live thanks to this money. Personally, I will not receive any money from this aid package because I'm an independent journalist, representing only myself and not any government agency, but I'm glad to see the list of demands. Our government must provide 69 reforms and 10 types of investments. I don't know yet what exactly is on this list, but for me these are at least dozens of innovations that will transform our state and bring it closer to the model of European Union. Once again, I'm interested in the movement from post-Soviet period towards European integration. I'm happy when, at the request of the European Union, we introduced new laws, conduct audits and reforms. This is certainly the development of Ukrainian and European societies as a whole. Go reforms! Russians write that last night an unknown drone severely damaged a train that was transporting fuel in the Volgograd region. What's interesting is this train was attacked not far from the main artillery arsenal of Russian Ministry of Defense. Yeah, we know where the main arsenal is. Details are not given, but judging by this video, which was taken by people traveling on a passenger train, there was not only fuel but also wooden beams for building fortifications and metal scrap, which Russians mostly weld on their Frankenstein tanks to protect them from our FPV drones. By the way, this freak tank, hung with electric warfare equipment and some old medical beds, was destroyed by our defenders. Yeah, I know it's not stupid if it works, but it doesn't seem to work this time. In this video, which Sergey Flash posted on his Telegram channel, we see how Russians destroyed a Patriot launcher and a radar using a Caliber missile. This is a unique case because in this video, for the first time, the Russian Caliber is real and the Ukrainian Patriot and radar are fake. To confirm that it was indeed a mock-up, there was no secondary detonation after the missile hit, the launcher and the radar are directed in different directions, and lack of antenna, which usually comes with this kit. Last year, I saw materials about the production of entire lines of models that imitated artillery guns, air defense, and other priority targets for which Russians wasted expensive and rare missiles. This is an ancient tactic and all modern wars have used fake targets, but now for the first time we can see it with our own eyes. This partly justifies the lies that the funny Russian speaker Konashenkov has been broadcasting since the first day of the war. You know about those destroyed HIMARSes on the second floor of the school building, etc. In this video, we see how an operator of a drone with a thermal imaging camera of the 72nd Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine performs remote mining of a road at night. A drone flies and drops a mine on a strategically important road. And then we see a video filmed the next day, which shows a Russian ground drone with tracks that was damaged by this exact landmine and didn't deliver ammunition to the occupiers. The robot war is in full swing, but I'm very sorry that my country has become a testing ground for these technologies. That's it for today. These were the most interesting news dedicated to the Russian-Ukrainian war on the day 811. Please keep supporting us. We need to win this war. Take care.